Hello and welcome. My name is Austin, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use keyframe in Capcut using just a smartphone and Capcut application. And you can do this on both your Android and iOS devices. So without further ado, let's get started. So what are keyframes? Now, keyframes is a tool in Capcut that allows you to change the characteristics of a parameter between 2 points on your timeline. Now, when I mean parameter, it could be size, it could be movement, it could be position, it could be volume, it could be color grade, and so on and so forth. Okay. Keyframes allows you to make some customized animations on your timeline. All right. Now, what can you use keyframes on? So you can use keyframe on your main media element, like your main clip, or you can also use it on your overlay clips. Like you can use it on text, you can use it on your overlay image, overlay video, you can use it on stickers. You understand? So now let's demonstrate how that works. So by the time you add any elements or you highlight any element on your clip, you are going to see this diamond icon here. This thing that looks like a diamond, that is actually the keyframe icon. Okay, so like I was saying, keyframes allows you to make changes to a particular element at 2 points in time. So let's say you have 2 points in your timeline. This is point A, and then this is point B. Okay, and then let's say at point A you want the volume of your video to be high, while at point B you want the volume to go low. So you can use keyframe to achieve that phenomenon. Okay, so the next thing is, what are the things you can use keyframe to do? You can use keyframe to achieve zoom in or zoom out. You can use keyframe to do color grading. You can use it to adjust volume. You can use it to do some custom and awesome animation. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start with a zoom in or zoom out. So let's say you have a video clip on your timeline and you want to zoom out this video clip. All right, so what you just have to do is you highlight the video clip. This is a main media clip. Okay, you highlight the video clip, you move your playhead to where exactly you want the keyframe to start. Right, then you click on the keyframe icon here. You click on it. Once you click on it, it's going to add a keyframe on your timeline. If you notice, this diamond icon has been added on your timeline here. That is to show you the position of your first keyframe, right? Then you now move your playhead to where you want the second keyframe to be added. You click on the keyframe icon again, and then you can now zoom out this video. So you have to use your two hands and zoom out this video, and then let me adjust my head to make sure that it is in the center of the frame. So if I play this video, I'll now notice that it will suddenly zoom in rather. So let's play this. Did you see that? So now, if you want the movement or the action to be faster, you have to position your keyframe together. Okay, when you position your keyframe together, the movement or the action will become faster. If you position them farther apart, the action and the movement will become slower. So let me remove this. Now, after you have added a particular keyframe, if you want to remove it, you just have to move your playhead to where there is already a keyframe. And the moment you move your playhead to where there is a keyframe, you will now see a minus icon on top of the keyframe icon here. Okay, you have to click on it. Once you click on it, that keyframe will be removed. Did you notice that? The moment I click on the minus, the keyframe has been removed. So let me go to the first keyframe again and click on minus. So this video doesn't have a keyframe again. Let me start afresh. I said if you want your action or your movement to be faster, you have to position your keyframes very close to each other. But if you want it to be slower, you have to position them far apart. So let's position the keyframe very close to each other, and let's see how it looks like. So again, I move my playhead this place. I'll click on keyframe. I'll move my playhead just a little distance. Then I'll now add the second keyframe. Then I'll zoom my video, and I'll adjust it so that my face will be on the frame. So let's play this. Did you notice that the zoom was very fast? That's because my keyframes are very close to each other. You can see that. Now let me go and reverse it. Let me position my keyframe wide apart, and you notice that it is going to be slow. Okay, let me remove this second keyframe here. Remove. Then this is my first keyframe. My first keyframe is still here. Then I move my playhead wide to a long distance. Add the second keyframe. Then I'll zoom out again. Then let me now play this video. Did you notice that this time the zoom was very slow because the keyframes are wide apart? Okay, so now let's assume that what you want to achieve is zoom out. Zoom out means you want to reduce the size of your video clip. It's the same thing. Let me remove this two keyframe. So what it means is that the original frame, the first frame will be zoomed in, and then the last frame will now be zoomed out. So let me highlight this video and then I will zoom it out, so it will be in an over zoom state. So this is going to be the original frame. All right, then I move my playhead to where I want the zoom out to the zoom out to start. Click on the highlight the video clip, click on the keyframe icon. I'll move my playhead to where I want the second keyframe to be added. I'll click on the keyframe icon, then I'll now zoom and now zoom out the video. So if I play this video, I'll now notice that the video will suddenly zoom in. Did you notice that? Then the next thing you need to know is how to use a keyframe graph. Now, keyframe graphs allows you to add a custom movement or a smooth movement to your keyframe. It makes your movement, your keyframe action to be smooth. For you to do that, after you have added your two keyframes, you move your playhead in between the two keyframes. All right. So this is the first key. In this case, this is the first keyframe. This is my first keyframe. And then this is my second keyframe, right? So I have to move my playhead in between the two keyframes. Once I'm done, I have done that. Then I have to click on this. I have to click on this thing that looks like this icon you are seeing to the left side of the keyframe icon. That is the graph. Okay. So when I click on it, there are different custom graphs that is already there. You have ease in, you have quad in, you have cubic in, you have zoom out. So by the time you click on each of them, it will preview how the video will look like. Okay, so the one that I usually like using is ease out. So let's assume I click on ease out, and I can notice that the movement will be smooth. You understand? So if you want your keyframe to be smooth, you have to use keyframe graphs, right? The next way to use keyframe is to for color grading. Okay, now let's assume that you want to adjust the color of your video to achieve a cinematic look. It's very simple. I have to highlight this video clip, then I have to go to adjust. This is adjust. I'll go to contrast. I'll click on contrast. Then I'm going to add my first keyframe. Okay, the contrast here is 0. Okay, so I'm going to add my first keyframe. This is keyframe. Then I'm now going to move my video to some distance. Then I'm going to click on, and I'm going to adjust, add my second keyframe, and then I will adjust my contrast to like 0. I have added the second keyframe. Then I now adjust this contrast to like 0 or -50. So let's play this video. Did you notice that? So at the beginning, the contrast of the video was good, but towards my second keyframe, it turns into black and white. Let me show you how to do that again. So let me go and remove these two keyframes. Minus. Okay. So let me start afresh. Okay. I said I highlighted my video clip, and I've gone to adjust. This is adjust. You can use contrast, you can use brightness, you can use saturation. Okay, let me even use temperature. Okay, because temperature will be more obvious. Let me use temperature. This is temperature. Right now the temperature is 0. Okay, so I'm going to add my first keyframe. Right, then I'm going to move my playhead to some distance. Then I will add the second keyframe. Then I'm going to adjust this temperature to the far right or to the far left, as the case may be. Okay, then I click on the check mark. So if I play this video, I'll then notice that the temperature of the video or the color grading will now change. So let's play this. You don't notice that the video suddenly becomes burnout because I adjusted the temperature using keyframe, right? Then the next thing you can do with your keyframe is to adjust the volume of a video. Let's assume that you're playing a video and at a point in time you want the video to be high, and then at another point in time you want the video to be low. You can do that using keyframe. So let me go. Let's go to audio. This is audio. I click on sound. Now, I would have used Capcut audio, but I don't want to land into copyright. So I'm going to add the audio for my device. I'll click on this file manager icon. I'll click on device. Then I'm going to search for my own, the particular sound that I want to use. So here is the audio that I want to use. Now let's assume that I'm talking in the video, and I want at the point when I'm talking, I want the volume to reduce. What I can do is I'll click on this audio clip that I added there. Then, so maybe at the beginning I want the volume to be high. Towards the middle of the video when I'm speaking, I want the volume to reduce, and then towards the end when I'm done talking, I want the volume to rise again. So I want to do a high, low, high on the audio. So what I have to do is I'll click on this audio clip here, then I'll go to volume. I'll adjust the volume to the original level, which is like let's assume I want it to be 450, which is very high, right? Then I'm going to add my keyframe. All right, so I'm going to move at the beginning of this video, I'll add my keyframe right here, and the volume level is at very high at 400. Okay, then I move my playhead to where I want the volume to drop. Then I'm going to add 2 keyframes right there. Okay, I'm going to add 2 keyframes, the first one and then the second one. Then after adding the second keyframe, I'll now reduce the volume to a very low level, maybe to like 26. All right, then I move my video to where I want my playhead to where I want the audio to rise up again. I'll add another 2 keyframe. This is keyframe 1, this is keyframe 2. Then I'll drag the audio volume to a very high level again. Now why I'm adding 2 keyframes is so that the first keyframe will maintain the original. This is volume, this is not motion or movement or temperature, this is volume. So if I add only a single keyframe, it's going to make the volume to be very tattered. So I have to add 2 keyframes. The first keyframe here is going to maintain the original volume. All right, while the second keyframe here is where the new volume will now add. So if I play this video, I'll notice that the volume will be high at the beginning, towards the middle it will be low, and then towards the end it will be high. So let's play this. Did you notice that? Now let me highlight the video clip so that you can look at the position of this keyframe and see how it looks like. Okay, now take note at the location of this keyframe. When the video gets to each of these keyframe, you'll notice that the volume will adjust. So let's play this. At the beginning the volume should be high, so let's see this. You don't notice that at the beginning the volume was high, towards the middle it was low, and then towards the end it was high again. So this is how you can use keyframe to adjust the volume of your video. Then the last thing we are going to do with our keyframe is how to add some custom movement or custom animation to your video. Okay, now let's assume that you want to achieve a particular customized movement or animation. You can do that with keyframe. So in this video I have the map of Africa right here. I don't know if you can see it. I have the map of Africa, and I want to use it to simulate a flight movement. A flight, let's say you want to take a flight from Nigeria to another country, we can use that. So here I have the map of Africa, then I have added the image of an aeroplane. This is the image of the aeroplane. Okay, let me move it around so you can see. This is the image of an aeroplane. I added as an image, and I removed the background. Okay, now let's assume that I want to simulate how then on this map, the countries we have here, we have Kenya towards the right here, and then we have Niger towards the top left here, and then you have somewhere like Guinea on the left side. So let's assume I want to simulate how this movement flight can move from Kenya on the right here to Niger on the top left here, and then finally to Guinea. I can achieve that using keyframe. So for me to do that, I have to highlight the image of the plane, and I'll position it at the beginning of where I want the movement to start, which is Kenya. This is Kenya right here. Okay, so having positioned it there, I'm going to add I'll move my playhead to the beginning of this image, then I'm going to add a keyframe. All right, then I move my playhead to where I want the second keyframe to be added. Then I'm going to add the second keyframe. Then I'll drag the movement of this the position of this plane to Niger, which is this place. All right. So if I play this video now, I'll notice that the plane will just fly from Kenya, which is on the bottom right here, to Niger in the middle of the. Let's play this. Did you see that? So the plane just literally flew from Kenya. Okay, the plane just literally flew from Kenya right here to Niger right here. But let's assume that I want to add another movement, so that by the time the plane flies from Kenya to Niger, I want it to also fly to Guinea on the bottom left here. So what we have to do is to add our third keyframe. All right, so I'll move my playhead. This is where our first keyframe is. This is our first keyframe, this is our second keyframe, right? So I'm going to move my playhead again to where I want the flight to end, which is towards the end of the whole clip. Then I want to rotate this. I want to rotate this plane. So I want to rotate this slightly to the left. So I'm going to do two actions. The first one is rotation, and then the second one is movement. So I want to rotate. For me to rotate it, I have to click on this icon that looks like a box on the image. I haven't highlighted the image of the plane. Then I'm going to now try to rotate it to the left. As you can see, I've rotated it a bit to the left. All right. Then after rotating it to the left, I'll now drag it to the position of Guinea, which is somewhere here. All right. So if I play this video, I'll now notice that the final flight will now move from Niger to Guinea. Let's play this. Yeah, let's say that. So let's play the whole animation and see what you have. Let's play it. Did you notice that? So this is just a simple flight simulation using keyframe. Then the last thing we're going to show is how you can animate the movement of an object like a football. Let's say in this case, I've added a football image of a football on my screen, and I want this football to move from the bottom part of this screen here, sorry, from the left part of the screen to the right. So I can achieve that using keyframes. For me to do that, the first thing I have to do is to highlight the image of the football here. Then I'll move it to the left part of my screen, which is here. All right, then I'll move my playhead to the beginning of this image, which is this place. I'll move my playhead to the beginning of this image, which is this place. Then I'm going to add my first keyframe. I'll add this keyframe here. Then I'll move this my playhead to the end of the whole clip, which is here. I'll add the second keyframe. Then I'll just drag this image from left to right, like this. Okay, so let's play it and see what you have. You don't see that? But this movement is just plain movement. Okay, there is no other form of adjustment. If you want to add a customer movement to it, we can add some customer movement to this football. Let me show you how to do that. Let me go and remove these two keyframes. Let me reverse it. So I'll move my playhead to the position of the second keyframe. I'm going to click on minus so I can remove this keyframe, right? So let me also go and remove the first keyframe, so we are back to square one. This is minus. So right now this image does not have any keyframe. Let's start afresh. I'll click on the image, move my playhead to the beginning. I'll add my first keyframe, right? Then I'll move the playhead to the end of this clip. Then I want to rotate this football. Okay, then after rotating it, I'll now drag it to the end, so it will appear as if the ball is rotating. So I'll click on this football icon, and then for me to rotate it, there are two ways to do that. I can use the first method I've shown you before, or you can go to transform. After highlighting the image, you go to transform. Here is transform. Then you click on advanced. This is advanced. Then click on rotate. This is rotate here. Click on rotate. Then I have to drag my movements to drag it to the right. As you can see, the football is rotating. So I can rotate this to like 180 degrees, as the case may be. Yes, this is 180 degrees. Then I click on the check mark button. Then I'll now drag this football to the right. Okay, so I've done two things to this football. Number one, I've rotated it, and number two, I've dragged it from left to right. So if I play this video, we notice that as the football is moving, it is rotating. So let's play this. You don't see that? So it appears as if the football, somebody kicked the football and it is rolling on the floor. So that's how you can use keyframe animations to achieve some good animations on Capcut. Now I have a comprehensive smartphone video editing masterclass where I showed you how to use advanced keyframe and also how to edit high quality video using just a smartphone. I'll link the training in the description of this video, so you can go over there and get access to this training. And that's it for this video. I believe you got value from it. So make sure you click on the subscribe button so I don't miss my subsequent videos. Also click on the like button so that YouTube can recommend this video to more people like you. And then you can get my comprehensive smartphone video editing masterclass that shows you exactly how to edit high quality videos using your smartphone, and then use the link in the description. So I'm going to see you in my next video.